Hello champions, very good afternoon. My name is Sanjay, physics faculty at Physics Wala Vidyapeeth Center. My today's talk is exclusively for the students, those who are aspiring to write JEE in 2026. Maybe you have started your JEE preparation last year, or maybe there are certain learners, those who are watching this video, haven't started their journey yet and are little bit doubtful, is 1 year sufficient to crack JEE exam? Or maybe the ones, those who have already started their class 11 preparation, but are sitting with lesser confidence. Believe you me, after attending this video, you all are going to have a 1 year master plan, the plan which will help you to make your productivity to the next level, the plan which will fill immense confidence in this journey of JEE 2026. So without any delay, let's get deeper into this discussion. So before we start this discussion, let me first of all tell you what this examination is all about. Because you might start your preparation, but until unless you don't know what is gonna be the final battle, what is gonna be the final destination. When I say final destination, I don't mean to say that you are going to join IIT or NIT or any campus. That is ultimately the result. But when I say final destination means the exam which you are going to appear. First of all, you need to understand what this examination is all about. What is the level of competition? Because this play a significant role in this preparation, right? So first of all, let me tell you what this examination is all about. I'm not having any touch point on JEE exam because I assume when a student is giving a serious attempt for JEE exam, JEE mains remains one of the entrance exam for them, and which is a gateway for JEE advance. And I am sure most of you, those who are listening this, are actually aspiring to join the top engineering colleges in India, be it IITs, NITs, BITS, or any government funded schools, right? So first of all, let us understand, if I talk about this year, so this year, you know, approx 30 lakh students have participated in JEE, right? As per NTA, almost 2.5 lakh students have qualified for JEE advance. Now assume if you might have appeared in this exam last year, what could have been the data? And this is what I am going to show you, right? So I am assuming that you have participated in JEE main and you are able to make it up to advance, you are eligible for advance. Because when you are preparing, you are giving a serious attempt for 1 year or 2 year of preparation of journey, scoring 120, 130 marks should not be a challenge for any one of you. And when I say 120, 130 marks, I am taking all the 3 subjects into consideration. So per subject, you are about to score 45 to 50 marks, and which is quite possible, right? So let me take your interest to make you understand about the core competency of JEE advance, right? Let's start this. We assume that when we talk about JEE advance, right? So you know this is an exam where paper 1, paper 2, in a day you have to appear both of the exam, and the highest marks goes 369. So imagine if you would have participated in this exam last year, if you are able to score 85 marks, means you will come into a all India level of ranking system, right? So this is the qualifying marks where you will be giving a all India rank, 85 marks. Surprising? Because you all are coming from a transition where you all are very much habituated to see that in class 10th, it's very easy. It's a cakewalk to score 75, 80, 90%. But if you see, the top engineering colleges of India are offering you a seat just by scoring 85 out of 369, right? But believe you me, scoring this marks in paper 1 and paper 2 requires an immense planning with a complete blueprint of 1 year, and that is what I am going to discuss today. So anyway, considering these marks, you comes in the selection criteria. But if you are really aspiring for the good ranks, right? So if I talk about the ranks which falls under 10,000, right? So you have to have 125 approximately out of 369. This I am talking about last year realistic data. You see, this is hardly lying between 30 to 35%, right? And again, this marks is helping you to get into this 10,000 rank. In JEE advance I am talking about, right? If somewhere you are aspiring to being under 9,000 rank, the score has to be 130 marks out of 369. Then under 8,000 rank, 134 out of 369. 7,000 rank, 139 out of 369, and so on. Based on your level of preparation, what rank you are aspiring for, which college are you looking for. I have given you last year realistic data, which will eventually help you to set your goal. Again, I am saying, my target of this discussion is not only roaming around JEE Main, rather I want your attention, exclusive focus to understand what is requirement for the JEE Advanced exam, right? But one interesting thing, if you will see, 8,000 to 7,000, this transition. And if you see the transition of marks, there are only 5 marks which makes this 1,000 rank difference. So this is one thing which I want you to note down on a piece of paper, that after writing certain exams, you always come out with a analysis that I made certain silly mistake. But I have shown you a classical example that one mistake is having a shift of 1,000 rank, right? Imagine if you are making this mistake at the corner, because in exam you never lose 1 marks, you always lose 5 marks. Right? Imagine this mistake was attempted at the corner. So instead of 85, you will land on 80, and you are simply out of this competition. And that's the reason I always recall it with confidence, that one question can make you, one question can break you. And this is a classical example which I'm showing here. So you need to understand that the transition from class 11th to 12th is also starts with accuracy. Right? This is one level of maturity which we expect you to understand, that this year you don't have luxury to commit so many mistakes in the exam. And I have shown you one example over here, right? And if somewhere you are targeting under 5,000 rank, this is the corresponding marks. 4,000, you see there is a very slight difference which is happening, in this marks range, and how drastic change is happening in the ranks, right? This was the highest score. The one who got All India rank in 2024 scored 349 out of 369. So what I'm telling you, that if you are targeting a decent rank, right? When I'm talking about decent rank, means you are somewhere between 85 to 100 marks. There is a tough competition over here. Means for one seat, there are 312 students who are fighting for one seat, right? When you go further and your aspiration is to get a good rank, right? Good rank in the sense lying between 10,000 to 6,000 rank. So for one seat, there are 238 students, those who are fighting. Again, a tough competition. But these are the two range where actually competition happened, right? When you go much deeper, if you are targeting a very good rank in JEE Advanced, lying between 5,000 to 2,000, on one seat, there are 121 students, those who are fighting for it. And as you know, as you go more closer towards the decent rank, the level of competition gets again reduced, right? You can see over here, for this extraordinary rank, there are 13 people who are fighting for that, right? So why I'm showing you this slide, because it is very, very important that you have started your journey from 11th to 12th, and this piece of information, if you print in your mind and you keep always in front of you while you are preparing for JEE Main, JEE Advanced, it will never let your confidence down. And you know eventually what marks I should really target for, right? So I believe this piece of information is quite useful to you. You can take a screenshot of this, or you can particularly note down this data, but it is gonna be a very, very helpful and very informative tool to you. Right? So through this slide, I have tried explaining you what competition is all about. Now, let us understand, the people, those who are listening this video, there are 3 different personality. One personality, I have named it as Arav. Let's say one student Arav. He did coaching in class 11th, but did not do well. I think most of you will be lying in this category. Like, you have done your class 11th, but somewhere you are struggling to recall back of the concepts which were taught in class 11th. And second reason, class 11th is the class which has no target. Isn't it? In 10th class, there is a perception that you have to appear in the board exams. In 12th, there is a perception that you have to appear into board as well as JEE Main versus JEE Advanced. But in class 11th is the class which has no such hard stop, right? So that also gives somewhere a scope of, negligence and flexibility, so that might had eventually reflected into the poor understanding of the concept, but nothing to worry. I am going to deal with all the 3 different personality today. So when we talk about Arav, there is a student who started coaching in class 11th but did not do well. That person is also moving to 12th this year. There's a girl named Sneha, self-study, no coaching, but strong in basics. You might be the one who falls in this category, that in class 11, you have not appeared, you have not participated, you haven't attended any extra tuition or coaching for the JEE preparation, but you were okay, you were having a fair understanding of class 11th basics from NCERT or maybe from state board books. And there's a third personality whom I'm talking with, good coaching and a strong base in class 11th, right? This percentage could be less, but I assume most of you, those who are listening this, would be falling in these two categories. If you are falling in this category, amazing, right? I'll be talking on this transition also. So I believe the people, those who are listening this video, will be falling somewhere in these three different personalities, right? In the upcoming slide, whatever I'm going to talk about, first I want you to give a pause in this video and fix which personality you are falling into, because I'm going to talk about individual personality in detail. So if you think you are in this zone, listen when I'm going to talk about. If you are in this category, understand what plan I'm going to talk about. Perfect? All right. So let's start with Arav first. He did coaching in class 11 but did not do well. For him, when he is going to start his class 12th journey, it is very essential that first he focus in class 12th, because learning happens on a daily basis. You cannot live in a perception that something has happened in class 11th and due to that you are not doing well in your current learnings as well. You should not do. So for this kind of student, I would strongly suggest that first prime focus should be on 12th syllabus. Very, very essential. The first thing what this gentleman need to focus is focus on 12th. And second, you might have heard a term called spiral learning, right? Spiral learning. Spiral learning says that during weekdays you have an exclusive focus for 12th, but as and when you get a window where you are done with 12th syllabus, but you can still afford some extra syllabus, I would say adopt class 11th immediately. You cannot wait for 12th syllabus to get over. You have to pick certain chapters of class 11th in parallel to class 12th, and that's we call as spiral learning. Getting my point? I'm not saying that you target the whole chapters of class 11th. No. Certain topics. For example, you are learning electrostatic, which is the first chapter in physics of class 12. With that, you can certainly welcome Newton's laws of motion, because there are certain keywords which will pop up on a daily basis in class 12th and which will give you a remind of class 11th, isn't it? So there are certain topics which you can pick in parallel to class 12th learning. And I have given example. So for this personality, the first preference should be to cover the class 12 syllabus, and the second, he or she need to adopt a spiral learning module. What is that? That as and when the person is getting extra time, need to adopt class 11th learning, right? And third thing is making sure that class 12 syllabus is not withdrawing his or her attention second time. Whatever you are learning, make sure you have to learn with this mentality that I'm not going to look back again. As and when I'm supposed to ask a test in this particular chapter, I can very well do so, because you have 1 year span of time. In this 1 year, irrespective to the personality, you have to learn class 11th, class 12th, and you have to appear for the board exam as well, isn't it? So there is too much in that particular this which have been offered to you for this year, and you have to understand that how to give priorities, and that is what I am going to talk. So 12th syllabus should be the priority, spiral learning should be the one methodology what he or she need to adopt, and third thing is writing very aggressive mock test at the initial stage. Later on I may say reduce the number of tests, focus on quality of test, but at the initial stage you need to give lot of mock tests. So this is for Arav. When we talk about Sneha, she did self-study, no coaching, but strong in basics, right? Again for her, the prime focus has to be 12th. And this I'll be talking very common in all of the cases, Reason being the weightage of class 12th in any of the competitive exam, be it JEE Mains or JEE Advance, right? It always has a greater weightage, right? So first prime focus has to be 12th syllabus, but since she had no background of competitive edge, so she need to get that extra coaching, right? She need to explore herself to a right mentor who can actually tell her that learn 12th class from the competitive edge, because you know JEE Main and JEE Advance are two different exams. One exam checks that how good you are in the conceptual learning, and one exam actually check how good you are at application learning. So it's very, very essential part. So if she is having a very good background, she is clear with the basics, she need to again focus on 12th syllabus, but she need to, instead of spiral learning, she need to accommodate syllabus of class 11th in parallel with utmost seriousness, right? Because though he is having at least a terminology of class 11 from competitive edge, where in her case it is also missing. So she need to again given a serious attempt in class 11, but the priority has to be 12th syllabus only. The third case, Rohan, good coaching, strong base in 11th. For him, it is like he is having a strong base. So when he starts or she start 12th journey, from the day one, the focus has to be on the growth, in the performance, from the day one. Because this person is coming with a similar background, with an inertia where he has put a lot of hard work and has built the strong basics of class 11th. So now the situation is, if I am asking that this is your destination to get into IITs, and there are three different candidate, one person standing here, another person is standing here, third person standing here, right? And let me make it much better. Second person is somewhere here. So you can easily correlate which person I am talking about, right? There is a person who starts with that very initial stage. There is a person having some basics, and there is a person who is already at advanced, but your destination remains same. So here there is no fight who will reach first. There is no fight. All has to reach at the common destination. So the game is how quickly you bridge this gap, how quickly you understand the need of the R is to have the spiral learning or having an exclusive focus on 12th as well as 11th. But believe you me, all three people have the capabilities to reach at this destination. And that's the reality. And again, if you are the person who lives in this comparison that he is doing good, he and she is doing good, I'm not, doing very well despite I'm doing everything, that's the reality. That's how we all starts, even in our practical life. We all have different capabilities. We all have different level of performance, level of understanding in any situation. So understand this, but I'm telling you, you have sufficient 1 year where you can really make up all these gaps, right? So nothing to worry. Wherever position you are, you all are going to hit this, right? So through this, I have tried explaining which all kind of audience are listening this video, and let's start with this next level of. So in this year, first of all, let me tell you what are the certain challenges which you might face, right? Point number 1, volume of syllabus, because there is too much to do of class 11th, then 12th, and you cannot forget about board exam. This year, the board exams will act like you are sitting in this room and there is an atmospheric pressure which is acting on your head. You can't ignore it. You can forget it for a time being, but you can't ignore it, isn't it? So these are the 3 things you need to keep in your checklist all the time. Second, time management, because time remains same and you have lot many things to do. Be it school, be it your classes at center, or be it your self-study. You have different element to touch upon. Pressure peak, right? Because your 1 year journey is beautifully split it into different phases. The phase 1, in Jan and April, you are supposed to write JEE exam. Feb to March, there will be a board examination, and in the month of May, you are supposed to write JEE Advance. We are talking in this particular month. From this month exactly, and after a year, you are going to appear JEE Advance 2026, isn't it? So in this 1 year of journey, you are supposed to do all these 3 elements, right? Before board, JEE Main will come. After board, again JEE Mains will come, and then JEE Advance, right? And last but not the least, slope of growth, because since you are writing all the exams and you are starting this journey, every one of us expect that after every test, your slope of performance should go with positive, right? And that is a part of this journey. But nothing to worry, there will be some certain days where your performance will go a little bit down. Nothing to worry, it's a part of journey, not heart of journey. The heart of journey remains your aspiration to join IITs, NITs, IIITs, and the colleges whichever you are looking for, isn't it? So nothing to worry, though I have listed here, there are certain challenges, and it is very important. The purpose of this talk is not to tell you what are the actual challenges. The purpose is to tell you, to give the pre-downloading of the challenges. Now you won't feel actually this as a challenge, because I have given the downloading about this challenge already to you, isn't it? So let's talk further. How you should plan your year. You can't say that, sir, I have 1 year of time. In this, I need to plan everything. You need to split this journey, right? But what are the roadmaps in this journey which you are going to face? So first, I would say April to October. You are going to learn class 12 syllabus, but as I mentioned in some cases, that as and when time permits, please welcome class 11th revision as well, right? Irrespective to your case, be it you have a fair understanding of class 11 syllabus, or you have started your journey this year only, you have no information about class 11th, whatsoever is the case, you need to adopt this. April to October. By October, your class 12 syllabus would be over. November to December, class 11th deep revision and with some mock test of class 12th, right? Because the best way to revise anything is writing the test. So do not think I have mentioned test for so many times. It is the best technique to revise, right? So in this particular phase, you need to be very much ready to write all the possible tests and class 11th deep revision. You can see over here, I have mentioned 11th twice in 1 year of journey. And that itself shows what is the importance of class 11th. But nothing to worry, you can still make it up, right? Then November to December. Now January is the month where you are going to write January attempt for the first time. So I would say have an exclusive focus for this. And then Feb to March, I want you to give an exclusive focus for your board exam, because that is also very important. You might see that I can manage board, but no, gentlemen, 75% criteria is still there, right? I'm sure that, you know, when you are preparing very seriously for JEE Main and JEE Advanced, getting 75-80% is not a difficult deal, but still you can't ignore it, right? So this is the particular month which you can dedicate exclusive for this board examination. And April, again, you are supposed to write attempt 2 for JEE Main as per the current ongoing pattern. And May is the month where you will be writing JEE Advanced. I want this kind of planner to be pasted on your study table, because until unless you won't split this journey into different phases, you will be always living with a lot of concern, confusion that what should I do now? So I have prepared this slide exclusive for you. Take a printout of this. You can rebuild it as per your convenience, as per your style, but make sure this piece of information is displayed on your workstation, right? So this is the roadmap. Now let me tell you how actually you should split your class 12th 1 year. So I primarily do it as a faculty that April to June, from this phase to this phase, right? What you are supposed to do? Better shift in performance. What does it mean? I assume that you have that 1 year of experience of class 11th, right? This year from the day one, I want you to live with a very positive mindset and with an understanding that from the test 1, I will ensure that I'm comparatively doing better, because you are coming with that 1 year of experience. Be it the experience was good or the experience was compromised, whatsoever it is, right? But this is the year which is going to make your complete destiny, right? Because the college whichever you will opt will decide how beautiful you are having a progress in further stages, right? Bridging the class 11th gap, PYQ's density. This is the phase where I want you people have to work very immensely. So this is the transition which I feel should happen. And what you are supposed to do? Playing on the front foot. Be very, very participative in class. Be very participative in the test. Be very participative as and when it comes to doubt. Participation is the key element for the initial 3 months for you people. Because that is something which will give you an idea that which area to focus upon. Not only to you, even to your faculty members also. They will actually get to know what is your exact need, isn't it? Now, in this month, you have played a significant role. You are participating in all the exercise. Your confidence level will go up and lot of positive aspects will happen. Now, this is the time where I want you to get exposed to the next journey. That is July to September. Beginning to build board exam, right? This is the interface where I expect that you will start having the fear of board examination. You need to start building the subjective approach. Might lose touch with class 11 portion, isn't it? But what is the solution? Complete your board worksheet, revision target of 1 chapter of class 11th in 3 weeks. That's how you can ensure that you are still in the touch of class 11th, right? In this slide, I'm just trying to tell you what transition you may feel and what action you need to take so that this transition leads to a better output, right? In the phase of October to December, your syllabus, as I mentioned in the previous slide, by the month of October, your syllabus would be over. So this is the stage where you need to decide, do I need to still live in that flexibility or I need to bounce back very hard, right? Precise revision of class 11th and 12th. I have mentioned a term here very precisely that you need to start converting your efforts into the output in terms of marks, right? And mock papers and practice, right? So full throttle with PYQs, attempt, analyze, and improve. This is the key element, right? And after this, you are talking about JEE main or April attempt or whatsoever it is, you have more than 120 days to build all of your concepts, all of your backlogs, everything you can make. So rather you see it as a year, I want each one of you to split your journey into different phases and understand what transition may come in your, this 1 year of journey of JEE preparation and what action you need to take, right? Must have resources. Because in this 1 year of journey, you might get confused that are we supposed to purchase some material from the market? There are some top references books which everyone suggests, are we supposed to do that? So my strong recommendation would be that your first preference when the target remains JEE main and board exam, NCERT. The very first reference. And when I say NCERT, I'm not limiting that read NCERT only for chemistry. Do it even for physics and mathematics as well. When we are preparing for any competitive exam, we are not left a good reader, isn't it? We always live in a mindset that there has to be a question, there has to be 4 options. Please start building this habit that you read every day. And NCERT would be the one-stop solution for you, right? So be it for physics, chemistry, mathematics, or maybe your board examination, this is one thing which you have to have. Second, your coaching notes, right? They will definitely provide you module, your class notes and everything that you should have. And along with the DPPs, daily practice problems, whatever sheets they are going to provide you, that is something. Then PYQs, because PYQs is something which will give you an interface, which will give you an opportunity to understand what is the pattern. Because that is also very essential. As in the beginning I have mentioned, what is the competition? How many students are fighting for 1 seat? In this similar context, you need to understand what is the pattern of exam. And PYQs will give you one-stop solution for this, right? So make sure, be it JEE main or JEE advanced, you are having a touch point on all the PYQs, at least of recent 3 to 4 years, right? And then the mock test, right? As I mentioned earlier, the test is the strong gateway to revise. So please start participating in the test, right? Be it is a scheduled test, if the test window is getting extended, like your test is happening on a fortnight basis, but you really wanted to have a weekly basis, ask for it, right? But writing more and more tests will definitely let you know what are the areas you need to work upon, right? So I have not mentioned anywhere that for physics read this book, for chemistry refer that book, or mathematics read XYZ book. That should not be your priority at all. The best part is your coaching module, the NCRT, PYQs, and whatever notes you are building at your end. This is the one-stop supplementary, one-stop resources which will help you to score whatever you are targeting for. So I believe through this discussion, you have understood how you have to split your class 11 journey into different phases. I believe you have understood what are the materials you need to focus upon, and I assume that you have understood what are the challenges and how to counter that. So wishing you all the very best for class 12 journey, and I assume that all of you will get benefit out of this discussion and will take your performance, your marks, and your overall understanding in class 12 journey to the next level. Thank you so very much.